Oh,
Got it.
hi, Gary.
Hi.
Good to see you.
It's good to be seen.
Yeah,
And boy, he had way too much time to brainstorm. He's got some serious things planned for us.
I heard that.
Oh, you already told Barry these things you're telling me now?
No, he just told me he had them. He didn't tell me what.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is coming out brown. That's not cool.
I got a mental block on that word. What's the
Studio.
word? Studio.
Studio.
I'm going to try and rent a place that I can set up as a wood carving studio.
Are you?
Yeah. And then I can get some of my wood out of your way.
Yeah.
Then I'm, some of the stuff.
That's all right. Whatever you need
Oh,
and
I
whatever you
heard,
don't need right now, you can leave it.
well, I didn't mean for you to hurt yourself, was it?
No, it's all right. I just tire myself out too much, and I'm okay.
It don't take much time.
Evie said it's pretty normal for you not to listen to your body, she said.
That's true.
She didn't seem worried. I was like, what? You got here. I thought you were going to get him some Gatorade. She said, nah.
She said no.
It's
just
too
said,
far out of the way. It's too far out of the way. All right, I got carried away with the brushing over and it came out brown, so I'm taking it back off.
Let's see what you got.
All right. Dad hasn't seen it in a while.
No, I haven't.
This is with the dye.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me.
You betcha.
All right. It's I just did this and I like it a lot. Where I had white, where I had sanded it off, the white highlight. I went over, I practically dry brushed it with a little yellow from the moon, like a grayish yellow. And it's given it a nice glow, very natural. And then I got excited about that. So I started doing the highlights I had on the mountains. And they came out a little more green than I want. So I may have to take that back off. But it's a nice idea. And then Katie said to do shadows in the shape of these icicles on this. So I tried to do that, but I've taken
that looks good too. What you got right there on the bottom, that I was trying to come up with something on that and I couldn't do it. Wasn't working.
Now, Evie told me I learned something new about painting and I like it a lot. It's something we need to share with everybody, including Friday people. She said, because I had the green on the trees. And she said, you want to try to complete the circle. So she suggested I put a little bush over here that's green to pull the color so that green appears. You don't want one color just like in one part. You want to make it balance in a circle. So she said, what was it? She said the blue was okay.
Hold on a minute here. Joyce is coming by. Go ahead and talk so she can mention.
Hey, Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
Look, Joyce. Look what I've done. That's the
Good to see you,
part.
Joyce.
You too. You eat nice.
Ice.
Let me see that.
Okay, I have to speak up so you can see the big picture. I haven't painted.
Gorgeous.
I haven't painted yet. I'm going to paint with acrylic, the wolves and the moon, but I did the dye background. Because I wanted, great. 15 weeks. This is week 15. But I only do what, 3 or 4 hours a week. So after I enjoy this, Katie said you should sell those. So after I enjoy it, I want to put it on either side of my cabinets. Now that I have matching set, I want to put them on my cabinets. And after I enjoy them a while, I'll be like Joyce, and except I won't just give them away. I'll try to sell them.
Okay, all right.
After I enjoy them, and I've created new things to put on my wall, then I will move these out.
We'll see. Okay.
Oh, Dad, you'll be so proud of me. Look at my provenance. Look
you
what
got
I
provenance
did.
on the back. Okay, all right.
But look at the font. I wood burned all that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, it
That's
is.
pretty, that's prettier than the painting.
I told him that.
All right.
And now you gotta see Barry's. I told him
Yeah.
he needs to enter this in a contest this time.
All
This
right,
is his
Barry.
best piece. Wait till you see this.
Well, here's mine. I feel like I got a long way to go. Um,
It's beautiful. It's nice.
You don't know it, Dad, but when you see this in person, he's got it. It really looks like it's going in the distance because he's bold it beautifully. It is awesome.
I
Utterly
got
awesome.
shadow and highlights on the mountains to do still. Um, and I've got to finish my sky. I haven't done much other than the base coat. Um,
Looks good. It looks good.
and my moon is going to be brighter and brighter. I've been doing layers.
Okay. All right.
Abby
Did you
says
get
he works at least an hour a day on his.
Did I send you an email from Tri-County Wood Carvers?
Yes,
Okay, and we got an
yes.
application. That's one where you can enter it in the competition.
He
I'll
needs to
do
do
my
it.
best.
You need
They-
to do it. It's
You know,
time.
they appreciate anybody that can get in. Plus, it'd be good for us to have a table there, so
Yeah.
we-
Now,
we we can work on that. August 24th.
are we allowed to enter one piece in multiple shows?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, if you've done it in the last 2 years, if you've created it yourself in the last 2 years, yeah, you can enter it in multiple shows. As far as I know, I've never really asked, but as far as I know, I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm considering the Metro show also.
That'd be next spring, yeah? Sure.
Right.
Yeah. I think, and by then we can get the answer, but I think, yeah, you can.
By then, you
Okay.
might have done something
Because
even better.
you're competing against different people.
Right.
Well, maybe some are the same, but some of them won't be the same. They'll be different.
Right. That's what I thought. Yeah.
They like to get the more competitors they get, they like it. It's part of the show and part of what they do. So,
Okay.
He'd
but
be
that would
considered a
be the
novice.
next one coming up.
Because
But-
he's never competed before, he'd be a novice, Dad.
Even before that, June 27th or June 29th. June 29th is the 4th of July show at Clarkston.
Right.
And we have a table. Well, we have a table inside, but that's a military kind of thing. And
Right.
then we have a table outside. So that'd be a good one to have outside
Okay.
that to show what kind of wood carving stuff we do.
All
So
right. Cool.
I would say that'd be a good place for that one. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. You can have yours on one side and Michelle could have hers on the other side. And we have matching bookends
Right. Right.
there.
Well, and yours right in the middle. So
Well, mine is a ways from being done yet, and I expect to get it done.
Jerry's is
I don't think
looking good.
It's not one of my masterpieces for sure. I've enjoyed it. Enjoyed doing the class and bringing it on, and that's kind of where I'm getting my main enjoyment now. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of ideas. And what gave me this idea about what's the word again?
Studio,
I don't know why I'm drawing blank.
like
on
an
that.
art studio, Dad. It's like an art
Studio, yeah.
studio.
Yeah. What gave me the idea on this when we went to see Mount Rushmore. Studio.
Dad got inspired.
Oh, I did more than once.
Dad got inspired.
They had a carver. He's a stone carver, but he's a carver. And he set up his art studio and he actually built it himself in the mountains. It was just a little shack made out of logs.
Huh.
And that was his first studio.
Wow.
And then that lasted him, I don't know, 3 years or something. And then later on, he built a little bigger one once he had some money coming in from the government and stuff to
Same
help
place?
fund the project. No, I think he moved it. He
Okay.
moved it to a different place. So I said, well, hell, if he can have a studio for Mount Rushmore, that's 8 by 10, and you know, and on the side of a mountain, rustic one, didn't even have a bathroom.
Right.
That then I could get by on something fairly simple too. I just
No,
had to
that's pretty cool.
put my wood, and there's a lot of things. And the more I think about it, the more I like the idea, because I really don't. I don't believe my heart's going to come all the way back. So I still have a hard time walking any kind of distance or lifting things or carrying things. So if I can have a couple of tables in my studio where I can teach, then that'll wind up eventually becoming one of my main things.
All right.
And I was just trying to tell, and the reason we came back late was I was trying to tell Michelle, then my idea was, I'd like to have like 3 rooms plus at least 1 bathroom, but I may have to wait. It may take a while to get to where I can do that. But the second room would be for commercial projects. And I'm thinking we'd make some little things to begin with that we could start selling, and we'd work on our selling stuff.
Yeah, if we
Huh?
pay rent, if we can pay the rent,
Well, yeah, just you got to start somewhere, and then I got a bigger project that looks pretty good. It's basically a screen door, and I'll show you guys pictures of it when we get together. But it's got inside the screen door, the screen door is just like a 4-inch wide frame all the way around, like the old screen doors we used to have. And they build into this, they took a 1/2-inch thick piece of wood that's about 2 feet wide and 5 feet tall, and they've done carvings on it.
oh,
And we can basically take the pattern. They got like ones with an elk, with some trees and rocks. And it's a cutout carving. It's cut out, but you could cut it all out with a saber saw, or it doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then
Okay.
it has to be finished carved
Yeah.
and painted. But we went into a restaurant. They had 3 doors with these things on it.
Really?
And it was sharp. It was neat. And
Cool.
I talked with the one waitress was pretty knowledgeable, and she was a wood burner. Her dad's a wood carver, and then but he isn't the one that actually bought them. Then later we came back a second time to have breakfast there and talked to the manager, and he said, yeah, he said the guy who bought these, he paid like $800 a piece for them 10 years ago. He says, now, I've gone online, to buy another one, it's going to be $1,600 a piece.
Oh my.
And
Yeah.
it looked like everything can be done with a hammer, a nail, and a carving knife, and a gouge, and a little saber saw. And
Okay.
you got to be able to drill a hole, so you got some put your
Yeah.
get in,
Right.
do the cutout. I got pictures of them, and I'll show them to you. But
All
he
right,
had
great.
elk, and then he had one that was a scene with 2 deer on it on a mountainside. And then he had one that was like 4 or 5 birch trees on a hill. And then the main thing of it had like 4 or 5 birds on it. There was a pair of cardinals and maybe a pair of something else, and some bird down lower, another bird up higher,
Neat.
and some leaves on it.
Yeah.
They were all, and that on that particular one, they had cut it even thinner. It was a 1/4 inch thick material. And then you had to carve that out
Oh.
and then paint it.
Huh.
And they had like the carving in the front, Then they had a screen that basically you would see through all the holes that you had created.
Okay.
And then it had another one on the back. So whether you had the door open in the front or door open in the back, you'd see the same thing either way. So I guess that was the one that was $1,600 because there was actually two of them. You got a
Gotcha.
front and the back.
Okay.
The others were just on one side, they were just plain wood. And on the other side, they were the carving.
So the screen was like the screen door screen.
Yes, yes,
Gotcha.
that's what it was. And it looked relatively simple. I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot of hours to do it all,
Yeah.
but it's nothing we couldn't do, you know. And, so I'm thinking, you know, we'd start off with some little projects, but then pretty quick we'd have at least one of these big ones start going.
Okay.
And if we could sell it anywhere near around $800, then we'd do a different one every month. You know, we could do one with a bear on it and one
Right.
with an eagle, and there's all kinds of things you could do with them. We got the patterns, so
All
we don't
right.
have the patterns, we can get the patterns. It's
Yeah.
just kind of an exciting concept. And then the third, if we eventually, I don't know that I get it right off the get-go, eventually, if we had a third room, that would be like our showroom. It'd be a combination museum and selling place.
All right.
So that means there's got to be parking up out front for at
Oh
least
yeah.
10 cars. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little place to start, and then we'll just grow from there wherever we start and see what we can do. We can do a little teaching to help pay the rent and
Yeah.
sell some little bears and little I don't know, the little crosses, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
we even got a little idea for a simple step that we can sell.
Yeah.
Stepping up into your truck,
Okay.
you know, just a little step. A guy has asked me to make one, and I've got to make it. It's at the senior center, Waterford. But then I saw when I was in a bathroom in South Dakota, I saw one that was simpler to make. I still got the wood in the barn. They haven't burned that wood or sold it or gave it to you yet. So I still got it's 2x10, I think. 2x10
Okay.
it is. And basically all it needs is 2x10s and 2x2s. And it's just a simple design. So
Yeah.
well, we can start off with that. You know, it's little things we can start off with simple, and then just see how far we can go with it, I guess.
Right. Right.
Pretty exciting.
It is. I'm excited for you.
What are you talking about? You, pale face, you're part of this too.
No, I know, but
Yeah, it'll be more fun if got 2 or 3 people working in there, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes and
all right.
what you're able to do and what you want to do. And if it fits with you, then okay. If not, we'll keep going, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
and I've already talked to, I was hoping to talk to Fred about this. And I know you're in the works with maybe a Friday after or Monday afternoon. But yesterday or the day before, yesterday, I guess it was, no, Tuesday afternoon, I talked to Delano, and he said his workplace still wants me. And that I could choose right now, if I jump ship right now, I could choose between Monday off, because they aren't going to do the floating thing. Delano and Aiden talked him out of it. He says. So I could have a Sunday, Monday, which would be like having a weekend, or I could choose Thursday, which is the day that we have this class. And so I asked Barry, how hard would it be for you to switch to a Monday? Would you be able to do the afternoon, Monday afternoon session?
Yeah.
And he said, that works for me. Go
Yep.
for it. But I don't know about Fred. And then I remembered you were looking at doing in the afternoons, you were looking at doing the jewelry class.
One Monday a month now. That was another thing that changed.
One day a month,
One Monday, yeah, a month.
one Monday a month.
Because when I talked to Ann, she sounded concerned that I'd be tying up. You know, they get a lot of Monday holidays anyhow.
Yeah,
And a few other things that they want to do on Monday. And then if I was taking up all the other Mondays, it would kind of hurt them. So,
right.
well, you know, just for starting out, we could do one Monday a month. And what we're talking about, Fred, is a little jewelry class.
Very. I know I said Fred.
What I call them.
You
But
called
you
him
guys,
Fred.
you might have to correct me sometimes. I'm getting a little, I don't think you call it dyslexic or something, but sometimes what I say isn't what comes
What
out of
you
my mouth,
would
is
say.
what's in my mind, you know?
I can relate. Absolutely.
So we just work with what we got and but that's another little thing that Michelle and I've been talking about the jewelry thing for 3-4
Ever.
years.
Since we
Okay.
started this, I said eventually I want to get to a place where I get to do jewelry because that's my passion. Although I'm enjoying this relief carving a lot, I gotta admit,
Yeah.
I like it.
On the
Now that
jewelry,
it's 15 weeks in and I can see the
yeah. Well, that's nice. Yeah. When you get to the point you're at now it's like, now you can see that, okay, the end is in sight. I think I can,
if I can just get this color right, it's too green. I don't like
well, if you quit changing the colors, you'll be,
it.
I shouldn't say that. That's a dad talking. That's not the,
No, you're absolutely right. It was good. And then I got carried away.
you
And
gotta,
Well,
sometimes like Barry
just
and Ed say, sometimes you gotta just put it on a shelf for a few
that's
days and
what she told me last night. She said, put it on the shelf. Don't do anything. Cause I was ready to spray it. I'm like, let's go. Ready to
before you start
paint.
changing it. Yeah. You may
I mean,
regret
it is
it.
week 15. We're going to be starting the next project. By the way, since you guys do not want to do the Indian chief, I think we kind of sort of decided on the Michigan piece, the little Michigan piece. Did we talked about it about 2 months ago?
And we had CH down there, and I've been telling everybody that's the chief. You know, that's when we're going to do the chief, but that's not
Right.
the chief. That's the chain and the wings.
Oh,
We did-
well,
we accidentally took the chief out of there, I guess.
yeah, I think we're using the chief time right now.
Okay.
I don't think so because you had the chief for the other people, right? Oh, I gotta look at the calendar. I'm so out of it. I'm the one who does the calendar for God's sakes. This is ridiculous. I don't know stuff.
We do the calendar.
Well, you set that, but I'm the one who actually generates it. So, I mean, you set the thing, but I'm the one who actually creates
We have to
the,
talk
the
about it.
document.
Maybe Sunday we can spend a little time talking about it and getting.
I just need to see what we have. So you're saying that CH was chain, which was your idea to do just CH. Well, remember, you said famous last words. We will remember.
I expected to do the chain, but I didn't expect to drop the teeth.
Yeah, because you've been telling me the chain is after the eagle head.
Or was it? Yeah, the chain is after the chain's after the eagle head. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what do we have scheduled for June? Are you looking at the calendar? Because I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm looking at the calendar.
What do we have for June? Because are we starting eagle head?
In June, we got the chief.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We
But
got
the online group doesn't want to do chief because they already did it. So that's why I suggested we do, I showed you guys the picture.
it is still there. I thought it was gone. Okay.
Okay, so you just
It
freaked
didn't
me out for
start.
no reason.
Yes.
Now, Barry, I knew we didn't accidentally use it because we had basically scheduled Dad off for this month. So I knew it was a free month.
Okay.
but I just want to revisit this. I just sent it to myself again, the picture. This is what um I was wanting to do as a,
Oh, yeah.
remember? Yeah, and the same with Fred. He got excited about this too, but we'd have to send this to Fred the blank for it right
Okay.
away. Now this one's
Uh,
pretty small,
is that
and
resin?
no, this is like pottery or stone or something. It might be stone. I don't know.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
that is. But I thought it'd be a good carving.
Okay.
It's
Cool. Yeah, it would.
it's got, a little more interest, and we could drill the hole in it like that and make it into. We don't want to do too big a piece because it's only what, 4 weeks before we start the eagle head. So we
Yeah.
need it to be kind of small. So it's more like a whittling project, but we can paint it. I like the colors on this, and um we can paint it. In fact, I might like this as a necklace, Dad.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Or a keychain, you can put it
Yeah,
like it. It'd
yeah.
be a nice gift for Uncle Jan, who is going back to Oregon and probably misses his home state. A little keychain.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like the glossiness of it, but it wouldn't have to be glossy. It's pretty simple. I think we can get that done in 4 weeks. 2 weeks to carve and 2 weeks to paint. What do you think, Dad?
It's possible.
But the blank, we have to decide on the size.
We don't have blanks for the chief and we don't have blanks for that yet.
Yeah, the chief would be something you're doing in Clarkston and Waterford, but the online group doesn't want to do it. And Evie's already chosen her next project. She's on her own. She's doing something for her sister.
Okay.
And oh my God, her giraffe came out so pretty.
Oh,
Barry,
did it?
she said you took pictures. I said, you
Yeah, I
got
did.
pictures before you gave it away, right? She said,
Yep.
yeah. You and
Did
I don't
already-
know if the
did you get
pictures
it?
will do it justice because she did a very light relief, but it made it look like it was literally coming out of her paint job is amazing.
Yeah,
Bet-
it came
bet-
a lot. It came to life.
it was awesome. And I always admired your lovely wife for her artistic abilities, but that piece, I think she's developing her. Just I think she's getting even better.
Yeah,
Probably, the
That
more
piece
she
was
does, the better.
extraordinary. And she ended up giving it to Russ's
she
wife,
did. Yeah.
wife
Yep. Russ
as a
said,
thing.
Did she really?
Yeah.
yep. Russ had kept expressing an interest in it, and he kept saying, oh, I'd like to give that to Terry. So she gave it
That's
to him.
his
As
wife?
a thank you,
Yes.
for him helping Gavin
Right.
learn his stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
He's done
Alright.
quite a bit with Gavin over the past couple months in regards to
Yeah,
3D printing and
yeah,
some
yeah.
computer stuff. So
Got him really excited about it.
Well, Tom Chappie, I think, Chappie, not Chappie, it's Chappie. Uh, I think he's got a piece of wood,
Ah, Jiggy, set timer,
maybe 4x4. And
8.5 minutes.
we'll see maybe on Tuesday if we can start cutting that for blanks. We'll see.
okay.
If not, that's so small, I got wood shavings bigger than that. We can find out. They had a big bonfire here though, so a lot of my shavings and bark and stuff got sent up in smoke.
Well, for this piece, honestly, Dad, I know basswood is easier to carve,
Uh-huh.
but I think an interesting piece of wood, because this is stone, I think, and what makes it interesting is the green and brown. But if we have any with some really interesting grain. That might be
We
a
did have,
nice,
we did have some, that was quite
I
a,
might be willing to fork out some money, go down to that shop and fork out some money for some specialty wood for this piece.
well, I might
Or
be,
we
wi-
could paint it, or we could paint it.
I might be willing to go out the barn too and see if I can find something that I've been saving over the last 10 years.
Something
We'll see.
pretty.
Uh, anyhow, that was my biggest thing. Well, two of the biggest things was the idea of the studio, ta-da, and the carvings for a door.
Okay.
So those are two of my big ones. And the step, I'll get you pictures on all those. And see what you guys are getting mine. So keep in mind, I'm looking for something. And if you see something interesting that looks like it's not being used, that
Where
we
do
can
you
make.
want it? You want it in Clarkston? Well,
Well,
you don't know where you're
Clarkston
gonna
would
end
be
it.
good. I got a few places I'm gonna go look at and see what's there. There's a place up on M24. As you're driving north out of Oxford, when you get to Metamora, used to be a 9-hole golf course. It's an A-frame.
Yeah.
I doubt that I'll be able to afford it, but we're gonna
Well,
take a look at that. It's for sale, I think. But it hasn't been used for about a year or over a year.
but that's so far out. Who would be able to attend?
There's probably
I mean, you open up
200,000
the,
people go by there every week.
I know, but I mean, our regular people, well, I
Well,
guess maybe.
I don't really plan to drop the regulars right now. I don't really plan to drop the classes.
Mhm.
But what I hope is I can get some other instructors going and we can grow our core of, right now it's about 50 people
Mhm.
that way are interested in it one way or the other.
Well,
Between
if you
Waterford
did
and Clarkston
go,
and Oxford.
if you did go up that far, you tap into Lapeer. I don't know what they're offering in Lapeer as far as wood carving, but you definitely tap into Lapeer. Cause
Well,
that'd
how
be,
far is it? It's less than 20 miles from you. So it's a half-hour drive.
I'm not worried about me. I thought Oxford was a little bit of a push for our people to come like on Wednesday
It
night.
is. I'm just saying that layout that they have
Hmm.
ideal for what I want to do.
If they've got a bathroom, or do you know if they have a bathroom?
What?
Do they have a bathroom in there?
I don't know. From what I've seen, I'm just saying that's the kind of thing I'd be looking for,
Mhm.
assuming it has a bathroom in it. Why wouldn't they have a bathroom in it? Yeah, they got a bathroom in there.
I don't know. It just looks so like a one room deal there, but
They had
I've never
people
been in it.
all day long, and I never saw anybody go outside to pee. So
Okay.
I'm,
Not
I'm
that
sure
they,
they have a bathroom.
okay.
If they don't, I could put a bathroom in.
Uh,
Not myself, but I'd have it installed.
And there's also, well, if you were willing to go that far, there's also the place they were using as an art studio in downtown Oxford, remember? And they don't, that's closed now.
That's the coffee shop, right?
Was it a coffee shop? I never went in there, but
It
you
is a
told
coffee
me it
shop.
was,
It's a
oh,
coffee
it
shop.
is.
Yeah, originally, it was a coffee shop and they had classes in the back, painting and stuff.
Mhm.
But then I went in there about a year ago and they said, no, they don't do classes anymore. They don't have any more workshops. It's just, they got
Just a
stuff
coffee
for
shop.
sale and they got special coffee and special donuts and stuff that they sell.
You know,
That's it.
Dad, you might want to look in this plaza next to me because there's a coffee shop now and a Harbor Freight right there.
Well, and I told Jan and Joyce when we drove by this morning, I said, that's the place where we have our Wednesday night classes, because we could see it from the
Yeah.
M24. And that would be an ideal place, especially if there's enough room to park 10 cars around it. But
Yeah.
it's, you know, that's part of the trailer park. But
Yeah.
that kind of building, that kind of setup is what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
where there's enough traffic, if we can get the retail part of it working with
Marketing.
classes and with the commercial part,
Oh,
I mean, the combination, I mean, we could have, you know, 7 or 8 people working there and each, you know, doing a different part of it and all contributing to the ongoing work.
Yeah.
You know, eventually, I don't expect that to happen right away. It's like the guy who designed the Four Faces thing, Mount Rushmore.
mhm.
And then
Yeah.
it was the same way. They had a similar story for the carver that did the Crazy Horse.
Yeah, the
Crazy
studio.
Horse is a mountain that they're carving. And it's got, right now, it's got the face of the Indian chief and it's got his finger pointing out. And they're working on his arm, but eventually it's supposed to be he's sitting on a whole horse and they're going to carve the whole horse out of the mountain. Whether or not they ever finish it. But both of those architects, the carvers, knew that they would never live to see it completed, either one of those.
Mhm.
And it would take too much time, but they wanted to drive it long enough to get enough people involved that had the same, they could see where it was going and they could keep it going. And that's kind of what's happened. Although on Mount Rushmore, I think the family still does stuff with it. I mean, they still own it. And I guess within the family, they argue about, no, let's stop it here. When dad died, that's where it should stop. We shouldn't go ahead with doing the rest. And then part of the family says, well, we ought to go on with his dream and finish doing it.
Mhm.
So indecision is kind of forcing them to not do it, I guess.
Until
But
they
you know,
agree.
if you're starting and you're dreaming about a big project, then you want to just try and get the vision going and get it started and get it moving and hopefully you build a little bit. You start off small and you build a little bit more and try to get it where it's self-sustaining and you don't worry about being live to see it ended.
Mhm.
So it's a fun thing.
I don't know. I like this better before. All right. Oh gosh, I gotta go after this. So if you guys want to keep going, you can.
Listen to that.
I have to leave too.
Oh, that's right.
Are you
Ziggy, stop.
Are you going to Clarkston tomorrow?
Um,
David Stein is doing his 3rd class
okay.
on the Comfort Bird and Comfort Crosses.
Okay.
And I talked to him a couple days ago and he said what he found out was that there was 1 or 2 guys in the classes who had been in our earlier classes where we had talked about the basics of the carving, pull strokes and the push strokes. But he said
Yeah.
most
We have less than a minute, you guys. It's gonna cut off on you.
Yep.
okay.
Done good, everybody.
All
I'll
right.
do my best tomorrow, Gare.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't rush yourself. I'll talk to you sometime in the next couple of days and we'll